Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks. I'm going to do one more. This time I'm going to do a five-sided, and then I'm going to put a little embellishment in it. So I'm going to make this one where it's going to be a little bit better. I'm going to put everything I put into the last one and made it better. So we're going to start out with a six-sided polygon, hold down the control button, and hit P, and then we're going to make it a five-sided. We're going to go to a contour two steps to the outside 1 inch. And we got that. We're going to go ahead and go to Object, break the contour apart. We can go ahead and put in our arrow now. So we can delete those lines. We're going to take a three-pointed line or a three-sided polygon and then bring it in to our shape. Put it about right there. Let's zoom in. And let's put it right there and have it lock, snap to that node, move the center rotation to the center, and then mathematically, you could probably do that, but that's close enough for what we're doing. Let's take the virtual segment delete key and delete these lines. Now we have our arrow shape. Doesn't look perfect now. Let's go ahead and put another line in that we're going to use, that we're going to have. We'll make it a little bit shorter this time. Start moving, hold down the control button. You can see with our indexing lines, the arrow should stop and start on those indexing lines. Now we're going to do what we did before. We're going to use the three-point curve line and go from there to about there and give a little bit of a curve. And then we're going to take a two-point line and go from there to about there, and we can always, change that. We don't need this part, but we'll just leave it. And then we're going to take the Smart Fill tool, set it on, well, we'll do the black one first. We'll put the black there, change it to red, and make that the red part. That looks pretty good. We'll smooth that out like we did in the other ones. But what I'm also going to do, I'm going to add a little shading to this inside one. So we're going to get our interactive fill tool and go from there to there. Whoop. I must have had the other one selected. We need to select the black one before we do it. Interactive fill tool. And go from there to there. And what we're doing, we're going to actually, well, we could start from the other side and go black to white. But we don't really want a white, we want a gray, so we can bring in this gray. And what that does, it kind of makes it look like it's actually going into that part. Now I would go ahead and let's zoom in here and take away this line. Virtual segment delete key and go and delete that line and delete that line. And then we can take our smoothing tool like we did before and just click on that item and just ever so slightly round that off. Now I'm going to take away all the lines. So select everything and left click no outline. And because we have this, we'll group this together, Control G, and then we'll Control D to make a duplicate. And then we'll bring this center rotation in the center. Doesn't look like it is. So we need to make it 72 degrees. So basically backwards. So you can type in 360 minus 72 and you get that. Control D, Control D, Control D. Pretty cool effect. And the reason I went backwards because the center rotation, when you try to rotate something, is rotating it left to right to left, and I wanted to go the other way. I could have gone either way, but it's almost easier to see it in live. So that's a pretty cool effect. It acts like they turn, and act like I could have done a little bit better job on the gradient or the interactive fill tool, but you get the idea. And you could always take that and put an outline around it, kind of make that stand out as far as it's showing us that line. But we could take that away. So when I rotated it, it would give it more, a little bit of a distinct flavor. Whoop. There we go. And it really, I think it adds to it. So we could just delete these. And see there's something in the middle, but I can bring back my indexing lines by hitting P and P. Group this together, Control G, group it duplicated. So this time I'm just going to rotate it the 72 degrees, but it's going to go backwards, but it doesn't really matter. That looks a lot better with the outline, and you could have changed the outline and made it a little thicker. But if you take away the indexing lines, it really makes it show off. And you could do that with 6, 8 sides, whatever you want to do. Pretty cool effect. Hope that helped. Thank you for watching.